Hey guys, it's EJ with Blockpad, and in this video, we're looking at fields, which you can think of as single spreadsheet cells inside of a paragraph. To insert a field, I'm going to go up to the toolbar and click this Insert Field button. Now that I've done that, I can treat this field essentially like a spreadsheet cell. So I can type in this is text, press Enter. Then if I go to a new line and press the equal sign for an equation, I can reference that field and it's going to work essentially like referencing a cell. I can also type in a number and unit value here, and then I can do math with that value just like I could anywhere else in Blockpad. I can also name the field. I'll click on it and go to Properties and change name here to length and press Enter. You can see now where I'm referencing it, it's named length. I can also show the name by changing show name to yes, and you'll see that now I see length equals 10 feet. If I double click on this, you'll see that this is being treated as a formula. That's another way to name a field. So I'll tab over here, insert a new field. To put a formula in, just like with a cell, I can press the equal sign, and then I can type in width equals 10 meters times 2 and press enter. And now I've got that value there, and I can treat it just like any other name in Blockpad. So I can press the equal sign and type in area equals length times width and press enter, and I've got my calculation there. Fields can also be drop downs. So I'll click on this, and in the properties window, I'll scroll down to value definition and change this to from option list. And here I'm going to type in a formula that results in an array of what I want my options to be. Now we have a great video on drop downs that I'll link in the description, but here I'm just going to type in linear series of 6 meters to 16 meters with a 2-meter step and close parentheses and press enter. And now for my field, you'll see I have these drop down options. Now I'm going to come over here and tab over and insert one more field. This time I'm going to press Control K to open up the insert tool and then start typing in field and press enter. And that's another way to insert a field. I'm going to click on it and type in this is the area of a square and press enter, and you can see my text gets chopped off. One option to fix that is to go to the properties window and change the width to something that's big enough to fit the text. Another option is to change the type here to inline so that the field always matches the size of the contents inside. Now that I've got my inline field there, I'm going to use it by coming over here and tabbing over. I'm going to insert another field. And for this one, I'm going to press equals and just reference this field here. And to make things a little bit clearer, I'm also going to click the original and change the name to description and press enter. So that way this reference is now a little bit clearer. Also going to change the type here to inline. And now let's do a little formatting. I'm going to click both of these cells, and in the toolbar, I'll click center align so that they're center aligned with themselves. And then I'm going to come to the properties window to change the border to be all around and click OK. I'm also going to change the padding, which I like to do for input fields, and press enter. And finally, I'm going to change the background to this light yellow and click OK. Now I'm going to come over here and set my tab stop and then edit the tab stop so that it's got a leader and click OK. And that rounds out this example here. In terms of other things you might use fields for, you're really only limited by your imagination, but there are a handful of things that I'll show you in this video. The first is inputs. I like to use fields a lot of times for my input forms. One reason for that is to have the drop-down options, which are really nice to have. So here I have two different formatting ideas. In the first one, I'm using inline fields with no borders or background, so that way when you print it, you don't see anything. So I'll turn Show Auto Borders off to give you an idea of what that looks like when printed. We're going to turn that back on. I also have these on an equal aligned tab stop so that all of the fields are aligned on the equal sign. For this second option, I have regular fields that are all the same width, and then I have them center aligned with a border and background. Another use case for fields are updatable text inside of a paragraph. So I have this trivial little story here, but if I come to this input field and change the name and press enter, you'll see the name changes in all of these inline fields that I have referencing that input field. Another good use case is to use fields to store conditional messages. So for example, here I have this if function where if the force is greater than the allowable force, I want to give a warning message, but that warning message is kind of long. So instead of writing it out inside of the function and making a really, really long formula, I have the warning message stored in an inline field somewhere else in the document, and then I reference that inside of my if function. So that way, if the force ever does become greater than the allowable force, then I get my warning message. One last kind of interesting use of fields is that you can store an entire paragraph inside of an inline field by just pasting in the text into a field and naming it. And then you can reference that paragraph inside of another inline field. So I'll press Control K and insert a field. And then I'll change this to inline and press the equal sign, then navigate over to this paragraph report and click on this field here, and then click OK. And now back in my original report, I have that entire paragraph inside of an inline field. And that paragraph will also match any paragraph formatting that I put in, like a hanging indent or line height. And that's all I've got for you guys today on fields. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.